people react to my art is different and fun and priceless all at the same time. When they see that the pieces light up, and then it's fun to see their faces light up, and I see their imagination light up, and it's really kind of a fun thing to sit back and watch. It's really such a humbling experience to hear people tell me about how it moves them and the feelings that it invokes in them. There's nothing in the world like it. It feels wonderful. My name is Scott Hilderbrandt, and I'm a miniature artist, and I work with repurposing old clocks, cameras, radios, and TVs. I would say over the last 10 years, I've probably built close to about maybe 3,000 pieces, all different shapes and sizes. Nothing is really off limits.
This is actually airplane salvage. So this is an old wheel cover from an old landing gear, an old Cessna 182.
The love of miniatures probably started when I was close to 6 or 7. My grandfather used to put up his old train set from when he was a boy, and I just remember being in awe of how beautiful it was and how it ran and all the little miniatures that went with it, and I was just fascinated with it. And as I got older, I would build models, and I loved the scale of trying to recreate these scenes in miniature format. Like, this is an old hardback case. There's a little switch on the bottom. It makes them portable so you can put them somewhere, but you can open it up and have a nice little display. So.
Oh my God.
Mr. Christmas is a term or a name that was given to me probably about 10 years ago when I first started doing this.
It's very creative what you've done.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
Beautiful work.
I focused on vintage Christmas pieces, and my first piece that I ever made actually was a little Christmas village that was under glass. People took interest in that style of art, and so I just sort of absorbed the name Mr. Christmas. I would describe the personality of my work as more whimsical. I think miniatures in general reminds adults of that same imagination that sometimes you repress and put away. And it brings you back to a really good place in your life that you remember when you were younger. And it's almost like a safe place, and it creates these warm memories that people love.
Where do you source your antiques?
I go to a lot of estate sales and flea markets, garage sales. A real interesting weekend for me is thrifting. A fun weekend like that will turn into fun weeks of finding these pieces and then getting a chance to build into them. This poor clock stopped working, the motor burned out, so I'm going to repurpose the face. I never put people inside of my artwork. I feel like the scene itself creates a wonder or mystery, and I want the focus to be on the quaintness of the scene itself, and that you can imagine yourself maybe there. The thing that really inspires me to continue with my art is the ability to create something that connects people together, and it's also a very endearing challenge to me to be able to create something that I could imagine. There's nothing more satisfying than to be able to complete something that you've thought about. It's just such a form of accomplishment, and it's so satisfying that it kind of makes me feel complete as an artist.
Do you title all your pieces?
I try to.
What would you call it?
A clear sunset. I can't imagine not doing it. It's part of my life, and it's really part of who I am.
Scott has already made a name for himself, despite being relatively new to the art scene.
That's right. In 2016, he won the Best in Show at the Cherry Creek Arts Festival, which is huge. You can see more of his work at local Colorado markets or online at clevermrchristmas.com.
I love that name.